All right. Hello, everyone. It's your boy SECFT here, back with another post game live stream. Now, this is a day late. I couldn't do this yesterday like I wanted to originally, but we're here with the post game stream tonight. And before we begin, we're going to let some people join in here and everything, but there's quite a bit I want to talk about, y'all. There's quite a bit I want to talk about. There's quite a bit I want to discuss. And we're going to do some ranting, of course, because I think we're all very frustrated. I think we're all very frustrated with what's been going on. And I will address this later, but Andrew said in the chat, "How you doing, Andrew? What's up, Sentient? I'm glad to see you guys." We're gonna let some people get in here real quick, but then we're gonna talk about it. But I hope you're all having a good day. I hope you're all having a good Sunday. And despite how the Gamecocks have done, I hope everybody is doing well because there's certainly a lot worse things that can happen to all of us than watching our team lose a football game. And I think we can all agree on that. But, yep. Doing good. Hoping the Panthers can win. I hope you guys can too. I'm watching the game right now, actually. I'm watching the Panthers game right now. But guess we'll go ahead and get into it because why not? What more can we honestly say, guys, that we haven't been saying since the season's begun? I mean, you come off of a bye week and you have the same issues. And it's getting real frustrating to watch. It's getting very, very frustrating to watch. You had 13 penalties last night. 13! Again! And a center that's causing so much penalties and making so much mental mistakes to shoot yourself in the foot. It is very frustrating to see how undisciplined this team is. It really is. And I got to be honest with y'all. I am a very passionate South Carolina fan, and I mean, I am passionate. I'm passionate. I will scream and curse at the TV, and sometimes I'm not proud to admit it. I'll break some stuff. And I'll throw things around. I'll bang my hands onto tables or stuff. I've broken things before watching Carolina football. I'll be honest. I love them. I love this team to death. Last night was the first time in years that I watched a Carolina game with almost no emotion. None. I just sat there and shook my head and even kind of chuckled a little bit. It's been a long time since that's happened. I mean, it's really, you come off of the bye week, and the best thing you can hope for in a bye week is that you make changes and you see the same things that didn't shoot yourself in the foot and kill you before go away. That didn't happen. We saw the same stuff, y'all. A million penalties against Missouri, a million penalties last night. Offensive line, still atrocious like it's been for 5 years now. And I'm getting so damn tired of beating that drum. Now, here's the good news in regards to the offensive line. I know what everyone's going to say. There's some good news. Well, actually, there is some good news. I didn't see this coming. I'll be honest with you guys. I had no idea that this was going to happen. I didn't think it would. But I was planning on before this stream saying, listen, and I'll still say it anyway. I love Coach Shane Beamer, and I appreciate the positivity and the good momentum that he has brought into this football program. I do appreciate that. He's done some good things for Carolina football, and I do appreciate the fact that, almost every time I've been to Gamecock Walk, he's acknowledged me and my friends, and he's been very kind, and I really do appreciate that. That means a lot more than I can explain. But what I was going to say was, as much as I love Coach Shane Beamer and the positivity he's brought, my loyalties lie with the Gamecocks and not to a head coach. Not to anyone, because the program is bigger than any one thing, and, we all know that. And that if Beamer was not going to make the necessary changes that he needed to make, then it's going to be his downfall. I would say if he continues to die on the hill of riding with these bad coaches and refusing to make changes, that would be his downfall in Columbia. Well, good news, y'all. Shane Beamer made a change. Lonnie Teasley has been fired. And again, I got nothing against Lonnie Teasley. I got nothing against any South Carolina coach. Of course, I hope they succeed. I hope every Gamecock coach succeeds because their success is the Gamecock's success. But this was a change. Excuse me. Excuse me, y'all. This was a change that has needed to be made for years now, honestly. We should have made this change a long time ago. But give Beamer credit because he made the change. He put on the big boy pants and he let Teasley go. Again, nothing against Lonnie Teasley, but this is what needed to happen. I will give Shane Beamer credit for that. For he made the right decision. He made the right decision, and he got rid of an issue because the offensive line has been an issue with this football team for ever since he's really gotten here, man. It has been a constant disaster. I mean, he gave up 5 sacks last night. Every year we tell ourselves, well, it can't get worse, and it gets worse. And I'm glad that finally he put his foot down and he made the change that needed to be made. I will credit him for that 100%. Well, that being said, there's still a lot more issues on this offense. I mean, the offensive line, I think, is the biggest issue with this football team, but you can't deny there are some issues, man. I mean, the play calling has not been. Listen, I've tried to say, well, the play calling is never going to look great when your line can't block, and it's true. But there are some outright dumb play calls that happened last night, especially on 4th down. I can't defend that. I don't think anyone in their right mind can defend that. So Shula deserves some blame here. He does. And I know everybody's down on Lenora Sellers right now, too. And, hey, look, listen. He has not looked like the quarterback we thought he was going to look like this year. And it's hard to do that with an offensive line that makes you run for your life almost every single game. I mean, you look at Sellers, dude, he's running for his life. He doesn't have a lot of time to do anything. Because before you know it, snap the ball, there's already a lineman in your face. So it's hard to really be that guy all the time when you have, an offensive line that can barely block for you, man. It's just, that is just difficult for any quarterback. What's up, Carolina Titan? It's good to see you. Beamer was losing credibility. Yeah, he was. And this was a decision he should have made, I think, a long time ago. But I'll give him credit because he finally made it. Yeah, the play calls of Sellers under center was stupid too. Yeah, it was. There was a lot of things we could point to, honestly, and just say that was stupid. But the thing that frustrated me the most last night, y'all, was the fact that how many opportunities did you have to win that game? How many? Listen, you will not hear me. You will not hear me criticize or get down on the defense. The defense did their job all night long. They did everything that they could do to help you in that game, and your offense couldn't do anything with it. And you know what this game reminds me of, y'all? It reminded me of the 2021 Kentucky game where you force a lot of turnovers. How much turnovers did Carolina force last night? 3 or 4? That's another thing. Carolina won the turnover margin last night and lost the game. That's almost unheard of with Shane Beamer football teams because it's usually the other way around. I mean, you have chance after chance after chance, and you just shoot yourself in the foot constantly. And that's the thing that's so frustrating, y'all. Because your defense gives you every chance in the world to make something happen. And you can't do anything. You get sacked. We had 5 sacks in the game. Offensive line gave up 5 sacks. And again, I'll give Beamer credit because this is a move that was needed for a long time. Because South Carolina has consistently, y'all, year in and year out, put out some of the worst, the absolute worst offensive lines I've ever seen. And with Sean Elliott at interim right now, coaching the offensive line, I'll be honest with you guys, that's something I've wanted for quite a while. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, well, everything's just going to magically come alive now. But that is something I was hoping for. And Lord knows they need to be disciplined. 13 penalties, y'all. 13, and a lot of them was on the center. I mean, you're not going to win football games when you shoot yourself in the foot like this. And I'm just going to say this right now, too. LSU, congratulations on the win if you're an LSU fan. There happens to be any LSU fans listening. Good game to y'all. Congrats on the win. LSU is not a good football team, y'all. I don't know why they are in the top 10. LSU is not a good football team. Let me tell you something. Vandy's going to beat them. I'm telling you right now. Watch. Vandy is beating LSU. And the reason why is because Vandy is very well coached. Not only do they have a quarterback, but they're a very, very well coached team. And Carolina just isn't right now. I hate to say that, but we're not. I mean, 13 penalties, 5 sacks. I mean, you're not a good coach team if you do stuff like that, y'all. Not at all. Vandy's a good coach team. South Carolina isn't. Vandy's going to beat LSU this weekend. Bookmark it. Boaz Stanley is straight terrible. Yeah, he's been terrible. This entire offensive line has been terrible, man. I mean, everyone. I feel bad for Lenora Sellers. Truly, because we know the talent that's on this football team, y'all. This football team is talented. But we don't have good coaches. We don't have good coaches. And some of these guys aren't being developed very well either. And you can see it. I mean, I could harp for hours on the amount of problems we have right now. But this is another example. This was a close game. This was one that we were in. And every time South Carolina's defense gets a turnover for you, or they force LSU, they get the ball back, I'm like, well, let's see if we can do something offensively. And we just don't do it. And again, like I told y'all, this was the first time in a long time that I watched a football game with almost no emotion. That That's not normal for me. That's not normal for me, man. Hey, look, Oklahoma is my second favorite team, and they did the crap they did against Texas. So maybe that's a big reason why I was so kind of dejected. But I mean, I had no emotion. I was just sitting there shaking my head the whole time. I wasn't slamming things around. I wasn't cursing. I wasn't making a fool of myself like I usually do. The reason why I don't stream my live reaction to games is because of that. I just don't really want that out there. Personally, I know there's a lot of good Gamecock YouTubers like Jackpot, Gamecock Chuck, and Dealmaker. They live stream their reactions, and they're very passionate fans, and I respect them a lot. I go on their show almost every time. I haven't been lately. I got to be better, but I mean, I just that's just me. I try not to put that out there, but it's just when you say this, when you see the same stuff happen over and over again, it just I was frustrated. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like, is it worth me just throwing a tantrum over? Because what do you expect at that point, you know? But yeah, I mean, 15 for 27. That's what Norris Sellers stats right there. If there's really anything positive, if y'all want me to talk about something positive, what's the positives we could take from this? Well, number one, we didn't get blown out. So I guess that's a good thing. Number two, Matt Fuller's 75-yard touchdown run. That was awesome. And, number three, the defense, they just gave you a lot of opportunities. But again, what does all that matter when you lose? I mean, when you piss away every opportunity, what's that really going to matter? When your defense gets you the ball and your offense just dribbles down their own leg, can't do anything. It's just frustrating, y'all. It's very frustrating. And again, I had some words for Beamer and the coaching staff. And I don't think that this move is going to make everything just immediately light up. But because here's the devastating part too. Now, I had my expectations. I kept it realistic in the offseason. I didn't pick us to be a playoff team or anything like that, but we knew what the goal for this football team was in the offseason. Now all of that is completely dead. You're at 3 losses. You're at 3 losses. So any type of goals that you had is already dead. I mean, you're not making the playoffs. You didn't make the playoffs last year as a 3-loss team. And I'll be honest, I don't think for a second this team is not like last year, y'all. They're not. They are not like last year. And they're not going on that run again that they went on last year. Let's look at the next couple games you have. You got Oklahoma at Williams-Brice. Now, Oklahoma, and again, I'll tell you, they're my second favorite team. I love Oklahoma football. I watch it almost as much as I watch South Carolina. Now, South Carolina is my second. Well, no, South Carolina is my favorite team overall. So when those teams play, it'll always be go Gamecocks for me. Oklahoma's got some serious offensive issues. Now, I don't think Mateer was completely healthy. I'm not really sure. I think he was kind of bad to play him, but Oklahoma, they can't run the football either. They have bad offensive line issues too. Texas is not very good. I'm sorry. That's not me being salty, but they're not. LSU wasn't either, though. See, LSU, again, they are not a good football team. Sorry, y'all. They got a great defense. LSU has a great defense. That's it. I don't know why they're in the top 10. They don't belong in the top 10. But it could be another ugly defensive game this weekend. Then you got Alabama, who's playing absolutely lights out right now. I mean, Alabama, whatever that crap is that we saw in Tallahassee in week 1, that ain't the same Bama team. And I know Mizzou gave them hell. I mean, I picked Missouri to beat them. Oh, and then you got Ole Miss, and then you got Texas A&M. Right now, I just don't think that this team is coached well enough to go on a run and beat. I don't know, y'all. I don't have that confidence right now. There are too many issues, and I hate to be a quote unquote downer. I hate to be negative. I hate to say all this, but I mean, let me ask you guys in the comments, and please respond truthfully. Do any of you think right now the way we play that we're winning the next 2 games? Take the hope out of it. I know some of you might say, well, I know there's still some hopium in Gamecock fans because we're fans. We want to believe. We want to be positive. But I'm asking y'all realistically. Do y'all think right now, after what we've been seeing, that we're going to win these next 2 games or go on any type of run that resemble last year? Be honest. Me? I don't think so at all. And again, I'm glad we made a change on the offensive line coach. I don't think that's magically going to resolve everything. And I do think Elliott will have those guys more disciplined because that is something he did very well when he was the offensive line coach here. I mean, those guys were disciplined. They knew the assignment. I mean, we're just not playing good football right now, y'all. We're not. Offensive line continues to be a joke. And again, Beamer made the right decision and let go of Lonnie. And again, nothing personal to Lonnie Teasley. But you can't constantly have offensive lines that are at the bottom of the SEC year in and year out. And I think that decision should have been made a long time ago. But just frustrating, man. It really is. Because, I get all excited and just see the same old frustrating crap every single week. And this was a game Carolina could have won too. I mean, y'all, Carolina had opportunities here. And I know LSU is bad offensively. I mean, they're really bad. But this defense played really well. They did. What more could they have really done for you, y'all? Forced 3 turnovers. 3 turnovers. Won the turnover margin, if I'm not mistaken, and you still couldn't do anything with it. I mean, when you get that much opportunities and you can't capitalize with it, you're not going to win games. And, again, a lot of it is because of a lot of it is just how bad our offense is. But some of it does have to do with how good LSU's defense is. Because let's be honest, LSU has a really good defense. But South Carolina's offense has been doing this all year long. So it's not like, well, we just ran into that perfect defense. No, we've been doing this all year long. It's the same issues. And it's got to be fixed. And I hope to God that Coach Elliott can whip that offensive line into respect, into shape, and into a lot more because, again, we have talent on this football team, y'all, but the coaching has not been there. And I know Lenora Sellers has made some bad decisions. And I know that sometimes he hangs on to the ball too long. And sometimes when the offensive line does give him a little bit of a chance, it's not very often. he just takes sacks and he waits too long until pressure is in his face. And I get where a lot of those people are coming from, but at the same time, your quarterback is not going to live up to expectations when he doesn't have but 2 seconds before someone's in his face and he has to run for his life. With that being said, too, I mean, this pro style offense, I hate it. We're not going to win with this pro style offense. We need to stop with that. It has not worked out well historically here at Carolina, and you don't have the stuff to do it, to succeed with it right now either. South Carolina doesn't have the talent of a Georgia or an Alabama. But the frustrating thing for me is too, I mean, this offense is just so bad, and when we have talent, and you see teams like Tennessee having good offensive, I mean, you see them having good offensive philosophies. You see them move the ball well offensively. And then you look at a team like us, and South Carolina has talent. It's not the talent of Georgia. And you're seeing what the talent South Carolina has to just be so undisciplined, to be so unprepared, coming off of a bye week, by the way, and to look like this. I mean, it's just inexcusable. It is. And that's, again, I could really just sit here for an hour and telling you how frustrating everything is to watch when it's the same shit over and over. Excuse my language, but I mean, it really is frustrating. What's up, Russ the Lion? Do we literally have to start chanting until Beamer gets the idea and needs to fire Shula? Man. Shula's got to change some stuff, man. I'll say that. I will never call for a coach's head in year one. That's a personal rule of mine. Y'all don't have to abide by it, but I will. And he's not going to fire Shula in year one, y'all. Y'all know that. But yeah, I mean, one of the things that I saw that were very concerning, very, very concerning. One page? The dude has 1 page of calls? Some of the play calling is boneheaded, especially on 4th down. I can't defend it today. And yeah, the biggest problem with this offense is the offensive line. It is. And by the way, I'm seeing some people make this excuse on Twitter, and I'm trying real hard to stay off of Gamecock Twitter because it is an absolute dump. I mean, it just is. Like, you want to see some of the stupidest things ever? Go on Twitter. But anyways, the people making the excuses saying, well, all those penalties can be excused because it's Death Valley at night. It's super, super hard to play there. Brother, we were doing this stuff before we played at Death Valley. What are you talking about? And I understand, yeah, listen, LSU and Death Valley, that is one of the hardest places to play in all of college football. Of course. But we're going to pin all penalties on that when we've been doing this shit since Missouri. What, are we going to make excuses? Well, maybe, Como was so loud. No, it's a discipline issue. It's a coaching discipline issue. I get so tired of some of these stupid-ass excuses by some of these people. I mean, truly. And that's what they are. They're stupid. It's stupid excuses. And I've also heard people say, "Whoa, we were 3-3 last year, and y'all were ready to run everybody out of town, and we won 6 straight games." I can't. I can't. Oh my god, I can't. I can't with some of these dumbasses, dude. Again, I'm sorry for my language, but when you see the same old excuses, it really is frustrating. And by the way, I'll tell you another thing that I've been seeing around Gamecock social media that's got me frustrated a bit. People blaming the refs again. And look, again, the fake punt call, I don't agree with it. But let me tell you something. Number one, the referees are nowhere near the reason you lost. They were bad for both teams, and yeah, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there. I wanted to for a minute, but I'm just not even gonna do it. But this offense, what is the identity of this offense? We have no identity. None. None. Oh, and by the way, for the people who are saying, well, we went 3-3 last year and made a run. Well, number one, you really should have been 5-1 last year. I mean, we knew how good the team was and what they were capable of and everything. This year, I mean, this team is just flat out bad football right now, y'all. Bad, bad football. But I mean, you don't have a laminated call sheet. You don't have any identity on offense, and you're just having the same issues every single week. It's frustrating, man. It really is, and I'm hoping to God that maybe Sean Elliott can get this offensive line heading in a better direction because Lord knows we need it. Lord knows we need it. And again, I'll give Shane Beamer credit for making that decision. I will. Why it took this long, I don't know, but hey, he put his big boy pants on and he made the decision to fire Lonnie Teasley. He did. So my question to you, Gamecock fans, now are where we go from here, y'all? Where do we go from here? What other changes do you think need to be made? Because while this is a good change, there are some other changes that need to be made too. Number one, players were dropping like flies last night. Injuries all over the place. All over the place. And I hate we had to come on here every single week, every single year, every single year, and talk about how, well, we need to make this change. We need to fire this coach and fire that coach and fire that coach. But a lot of teams, and let me tell you something, if there's anything we've learned this season, I will say, and again, I kept my expectations realistic in the offseason. This is not where a lot of us thought we would be right now. I mean, a lot of us thought we would lose to LSU. That's not what I'm saying. But 3-3 going into the LSU game is not where a lot of us thought we would be right now. I mean, it has been absolutely disappointing halfway into the season. There is no other way to spin it, y'all. An absolute disappointment and a frustrating one at that. I kept my, I kept my expectations realistic. But there was a lot of hype around this team, and they have nowhere near lived up to that hype. But I'll be honest with you, if there's anything that this season so far has shown, is that preseason hype don't mean jack. Preseason number 1 Texas. They beat Oklahoma. Nice. But they were unranked. Last week before they beat Oklahoma, they went from preseason number 1 to unranked. And Texas still has a lot of issues. LSU, somehow in the top 10, but definitely should not be. Florida, of course, Florida, not very good at all. Penn State, by the way, who just fired James Franklin, listen, I knew that Penn State would blow it because they do so every single year. But I didn't think James Franklin would be fired this season. That wasn't on my bingo card. I don't think them being 3-3 was on my bingo card either. So, yeah. Well, what else? Who else can I mention? Oh yeah, Clemson. Remember when everyone was telling us how good Kate Klubnik was? Yeah. Safe to say that's not working out. Again, we've had multiple examples. But it's been frustrating. It's been frustrating. And, right now I don't have a lot of hope going into this next stretch. Again, Oklahoma offensively, they need a lot of help, but their defense is still one of the best in the country. And I'll be honest, I think it's going to be a struggle to score against Oklahoma. I just do. Alabama, Ty Simpson's playing very incredible. He is. He's playing incredible. Alabama's playing good football right now. That's going to be difficult. Ole Miss, I know they had a struggle against Washington State. Still a good team. And Texas A&M, I think, I ain't got a lot of hope right now, y'all. Hate to say it, but I don't. Really, I could just sum all this up by saying this. It's just frustrating to see the same old stuff that just doesn't get changed. And I'm glad that we made a change at the coaching. When it comes to the offensive line coach, it's a move we needed to make for a long time. And I've said that multiple times throughout this season. I feel like this video, I feel like a broken record. But, the penalties, the things you do to shoot yourself in the foot, the tons of missed opportunities. There's a lot of wrong right now. That needs to get fixed. But, you're at a point now where all of your hopes and dreams are already over. So, and what hurts the most for me is just we had our opportunities to win this football game. We did. We had opportunities after opportunities. The defense gave you a lot, and you did nothing with it. Nothing. All South Carolina fans are asking for, y'all, is to just we're not asking to win a national championship. We're not asking for all of that. Look, we don't have the talent of those national championship teams. And if I'm being brutally honest, y'all, I hope I'm wrong. I don't think we'll ever have it. I don't think we'll ever have the talent that, those guys have right now. But the thing we're asking for is just to be consistent. And just to have a competent football team and a competent offense to be competent on offense is not a lot to ask for. That's all we're asking for, man. Just frustrating, man. And I really feel for all the Gamecock fans that made that trip to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and had to watch that because, I mean, again, LSU I don't think is a good football team, but we did a lot of stuff to kill ourselves. A lot of stuff to kill ourselves. You know, I think that's never going to win games doing that, y'all. You're just not. Found out that PFF had South Carolina's pass blocking game was his second worst under Beamer era. Yeah, yeah. Not good. Not good. Now I will. I did want to make this announcement too, um, guys. I want to apologize. I want to apologize to y'all. I have not been very consistent with YouTube. I've been really busy and I've been going through some stuff too that's kind of limited me making videos. I've really tried, but I've had a lot going on and it's kind of hard for me to be very consistent, but I'm really trying with this YouTube channel, y'all. I'm trying really hard to be consistent, to make videos, to make streams. What I'm thinking I might do really is just live stream my post game thoughts from now on. And I think I might also do live predictions too. But what I want to eventually do is drop a link in StreamYard for one of you to be able to come on here and talk with me and to give your thoughts on the game, give your thoughts on, Carolina, give your thoughts on, if we'll do prediction streams and stuff. I think that's probably what it's going to be like from now on because that's kind of how I prefer to run the channel. And that works best for me with my schedule right now. But I do want to apologize to y'all about that because I know I haven't been very consistent, and I know a lot of you, and I really do appreciate it. I know a lot of you support the channel and love what I do, and I appreciate that a lot. That means a lot more than I can really explain. And I haven't been very good, so I will do my absolute best to be better and be more consistent. But I really do appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all know that. But yeah, really, again, a lot of bad football, a lot of bad things, just constantly doing things to squander opportunities. You have countless penalties that shoot yourself in the foot. I mean, you create turnovers and do nothing with it. That's the most frustrating part is to know that, we could have won this game. We had opportunities and you couldn't do anything with it. And that makes every South Carolina fan frustrated. That being said, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I really appreciate y'all. And I hope y'all have a great day. Your boy, SECFT. Checking out. Go Gamecocks, and a lot of frustrating stuff, but still ride or die with our Gamecocks. Y'all have a beautiful one.